Hello everyone, it's Heidi from Joyful Artistry, and today we're going to make this little folio. Has a pocket in the front and a little pocket in the back. You open it, there is a pocket up here, here, and a little pocket here, and the same here and here and here. It has different types of paper in here, from book pages to vellum to coffee dyed paper to old dictionary page, blind paper, music paper, graph paper that also has lined paper, and some parchment paper. So today we're going to use a paper bag and some fabric to make this little folio. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to use this cute little bag as my base. Just checking to see if I'm in the shot. And I'm going to use this fabric here, this beautiful green and pink. So the first thing I'm going to do, push this over here, I'm going to fold this piece down. There, get that up a little bit. Okay, do that. I'm gonna use my Fabri-Tac. I like the results I get with this, and since we're using some fabric today, I'm just gonna use the Fabri-Tac for this whole project. Okay. So I'm going to start at the top. I'm going to just put a little bit of glue just halfway down, because I'm going to start here. Let's see if I've got that. Even there. Okay, and this is 8.5 by 11. May have to trim a little bit once I get this all glued down. Okay, just going around the outside a little bit in the center, and I will be sewing around the outside of this. Oh, I love this one. Okay. Okay, so, and then, yeah, I'm going to trim this a little bit. Just put this up and try and move this over. Wasn't exactly where I wanted it to be. Great. I'm going to trim this fabric. My fabric scissors here just to trim along this bottom edge. Grab my glasses so I can see what I'm doing here. Okay. This side just a bit. That's great. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some sheet music down. My sheet music here. I'm going to fold this up. Sure, that one as well. I like this one better. So what I'm going to do is I am going to tear this down here. Make sure this is the same height. Okay. I'll tear the bottom off. I don't need the extra bulk in there. I'm going to put some glue down here, and I'll make my pocket in a minute. Put a little bit there. Top edge. I'm going to trim my top as well as my sides here. Okay, so I'm just going to trim this up. This edge. Seam along here. Along the top. Okay, there we go. We've got that. This will get folded up this way. Okay, I'm going to use my vintage photo, just Tim Holtz Distress ink. I just want to go along the side a little bit. I'm going to put a little more glue along this edge. Make sure this is all glued down. Here. Okay. That. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it in half because I want to cut a V here, but I want to make sure that I end up in the middle. So I'm going to just fold that right in half like that. And I'm going to take this here and open this up. And I'm going to put my the little side seams together, and then right where I folded it in the center, like that. And I just went down to about here. So I'm just going to cut right across, right to there. And just do that so that you can see there's a little pockets once we put the center in. So I'm going to ink up here. There. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some I'm going to just trim this so I have a straight edge here. Going to, oops, I'm going to put this way. So I've got a straight edge there, and then I'm going to tear it just beyond the center. Here. And need to go down very far. So I'm going to glue this in, again using my Fabri-Tac, which will really this to stick nicely. I hope everybody is doing okay today. It's another beautiful day here in New England. I'm going to just tuck this inside here. I will straighten this out. Oop. Oh boy, little glue. Little bit of glue on myself here. Doot. Trying to work around the camera. Oh. Yep. I thought I could be a little bit easier. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Right down in there. Okay. I think I can use the other side. Not have to waste any. That'll be nice there. Okay. My ink. I'll ink around the outside in a minute. So I love these old dictionary pages. I bought a lot of old book pages and music and all sorts of fun stuff at a local shop here in Milford. Put a little bit of ink there. I mean, a little bit of glue, ink. Make sure that stays down. I'm just going to trim a little bit of that fabric off the top here. Great. Nice. A little more ink on there. So there's that part. The inside, and then fold it here. And let me just make sure I've got, so 8 inches. I want to make sure I folded at 8. Fold it over here, like this. Nice. If you have a bone folder, you can use that to make sure your crease stays nicely. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a couple of little pockets. I cut a couple. And I also want to add a little bit of lace along the top here. Not sure if I like the height of these, but I do like the images on them. Let me see if there's a little tag I can throw in there and see. Oh yeah, that'll be fine. Okay, so I'm gonna put one here, one here. So make sure I have lots of pockets here. Put this on. Okay. That. Just a little bit. The edge. I'm going to do the same with this one on the other side, and then I'm going to put my lace on. Then I'm going to do the lace around the cover. Okay. Put a little bit of lace along here. Take a look and see. Oh, that will look like that. I will sew this on in a minute. I'm going to sew along here before I tack my sides down. Okay, then I am going to do my little cover. Let me just lay that there. I want to add some lace along the bottom of it. I'm going to pull it right around to the back. And I'm going to glue the lace on so that it won't shift as I'm sewing. And then I want to pick one of the Tim Holtz images in my box, and I have a little postcard I think I want to put down as well. And one of my little postcards. I think I had it in my little pile here. I do. Some choices here. I'll do those after I glue this down. I cut my lace just a little bit larger so that I had a little bit of play with it. Let's just lay this on here. I'm going to let it hang off the end a little bit. Okay. How's that? Nice. Oh, look at that. Okay. And I'm going to put a little bit along here just to make a nice little pocket. If you put something in it, it doesn't end up around the back. A little pull in it, it looks like. Great. Okay, I'm going to pull this around here, and I'm going to glue it there. Very nice. I love this fabric. I love the pink and the green together. Okay, it's a little picking up some strings and threads and things. Great. Okay. Look at that. All right, I'm going to trim it. Just trim my little sides up a bit. I'm not too worried if there's not a ton of glue holding it down here and here, because it'll be the spine will be sewed, and then we're going to sew around here in a few minutes. Here we go. Oh, look at that. So cute. So then I pulled out a couple of little postcards, but I also have a little girl I thought would be adorable on here too. Oh, she's cute. Okay. Or we could do this little guy. Didn't want to cover up this stamp, but it's really kind of cute. And this leaves a space to personalize the journal. I'm going to do him. I really like him. So I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut this one up, and I am going to get a little bit of cardstock to reinforce the back. This I've stamped on this. That's okay. You're not going to see any of that. So I'm just going to put a little more on the edges here. That on there. Put these off to the side. The little girl over here. I'll have to go use my fabric scissors, and I lost the top of my glue, but here it is. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to just clean it up. Here, make sure you can see me. Like that. Just want to square it up a little bit. Could cut it with just my scissors, and then as I ink it, it blends those lines if the lines are a little bit off. So I'm going to ink this a little bit. And it helps it to look just a little bit older. I love this ink. To put there. It's going to distress this little guy a little bit. I did that with her. You can, so she had distressed her a little bit. The dog reminds me of the Little Rascals. I think I'm dating myself. I love that. So now I'm not going to put a ton of glue on this. I want to make sure that it's just light because I don't want it to stick to the fabric. And of course I have a little glob on here. Goodness. And I just want to make sure that it just sticks to the lace because I want to be able to put something in the pocket. That. And then we're going to glue this little guy on. I'm going to glue him halfway. Make sure the puppy gets on there. Just going to make sure it doesn't want it to, like I said, stick to the lace, but not to the fabric. Get this out. Oh, how cute is that? Then I have pulled some papers together at the point where we're going to start to sew. But let me get my papers together that are going to go inside. So I have these beautiful images. I love this. Take that off. I'm going to add a little bit of dictionary page. For the one I love, notebook page, note page. This is a little white at the top, so I'm just going to ink it just along this top edge from where I pulled it out of the notebook. A little bit of parchment. I love this. It's pink, this graph paper. I'm sure it's supposed to be red, but it looks pink to me. Hope I didn't get my head in there. Some music. Some vellum. Vellum's fun. I'm going to put the vellum right on the other side of that book page with the girl. And then I've got 3 pieces of coffee dyed paper. You can add whatever you want. You can add, you know, some brown paper. I have, was thinking about adding maybe a little bit of packing paper that came in one of our Amazon boxes. You could add doilies. You could do all kinds of different things. So I think I'm going to start with this here. I'm going to put some coffee dyed paper. And I'm going to put notes. These. Actually, I think I'm going to put the pinks together. I think that would be fun today to do that. Add this in here. Oops. Ooh, I'm losing everything. Coffee dyed paper and my parchment paper. Okay, so now I'm going to so I'm going to trim this at 7.5. So what I use, I have a rotary cutter that I only use for paper. Let me see if I can find it. Here, I thought I was so organized. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I'm going to measure this here. So I'm just to line up the back edge here, and then I'm going to, I line this line up with the 7. And I'd use this later on for a little notebook, all my little scraps, and they're all together, which is fun. And then this needs to be 4 inches wide. So I'm going to put this at 4. Sorry if I'm shaking you, trying to cut through all the layers. Alrighty, and this is going to go right in here. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to just sew this quick. Grab my sewing machine. And I'm just going to do a straight stitch all the way around. I don't know if you can see me. I'm just going to do a little straight stitch on here. Going to go all the way around. I'm going to start at the top. my machine is a Kenmore. It is 25, 26 years old. Actually bought the floor model at the time at a mall that I'm not even sure is still there in New York. Was extremely excited to get this. So I say that because it runs rough. It's my workhorse. I have a couple other machines. Well, I have one other one and my daughter has one that she uses. But it is it's a little rough. But that's okay. I just call it my workhorse. So going around on my straight stitch, I have it set at a 2, and I have kind of a tan colored thread in here. Sorry for the reach. Oops. Oh, I'm not getting you. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my stitch length to 4 because that's as high as my machine will go. I'm going to center a couple of these. This one down. This one. That's. So I'm going to put it on. Put this right in the center here. And I'm going to stitch right down the center. Like that. My goodness, look at that. All right. So there you go, one little folio made out of, well, we got a little tuck right there, but that's okay, we can fix that. I'm going to just, do a little seam ripper, and I will put it back under like this. You know, these are junk journals, so no such thing as mistakes, right? Just an opportunity to do something a little different. Okay, makes it fun. Gives it dimension, and oh, we got one over here too. So this, I think part of why this got on both sides a little folded over, it's got a little stretch to it. So I'm going to go back and just, oh, sorry, bumping you today. There we go, all fixed. So here is our little folio, quick and easy. So our cute little folio, it's got a pocket in the front, pocket in the back, and we've got a pocket, a pocket, a pocket, a pocket, a pocket, a pocket, and look, gives you some thread. Actually, you can put some little, dangle some things up there if you wanted to. So here's that, and let me just have a little, something you can put in the back, a little card for here, a few others. Here's a card to go in there, Come up here. Fill it right up. This makes such a sweet little gift. It could be a travel journal. It could be a journal just for a special occasion. Oh, I don't have a little one for here, so let me just grab, I know these aren't cut or anything, but definitely put a little, oh, there it is. There's a little one we can put in here. That, and then a nice size tag can go in the front. So there's our little, oh, and I need to put a little something right there, don't I? Grab a little bit of paper. Ink this, just grab some of that. I love the old dictionary. I love the color of it. It's got such a nice, I don't even know what you want to call it, just a nice aged look to it. This here. Just take a little bit of this and do another. Gives you a little place to put a title of the book, a name for the book, an occasion. Lots of fun stuff here. Just add this right on like that. And look at that. I'm gonna add just this nice little tag with a pocket. This one has a nice little pocket in it. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you really enjoyed it, and see you soon. Thanks.